Hello out there, and welcome to today's amazing show. We're here at the beautiful asylum of insanity. Let's get crazy. All right, well, before we start, big shout out to my sponsor, Ravens Brew Coffee. If you love coffee as much as me, go get you some Ravens Brew Coffee. Use my promo code FallenAngel420 and get your 20% discount. I will be giving out some more discounts over the course of the next few months. Trying to get some emails sent to get some coupons and discounts, some higher percentage discounts, like 30%, maybe even a 50%, coming up with our 4-year anniversary. So that'll be amazing. We still have till December, so we got 2 more months, 3 more months till our 4th-year anniversary. But I tell you what, those 3 months is gonna pop up quicker than quick. So it's gonna fly. Anyway, welcome in. I haven't done a podcast in a minute. There has been a ton of things happening. Tons of things. We tried getting into the whole following of what was going on with Hollywood, the whole turmoil with Hollywood, following the whole P. Diddy court cases. We're gonna get back into that, but at a later time. It's just it got way too overwhelming. We went down the rabbit hole too many times, because every time we climbed out of the rabbit hole, there was something new that sent us right back down the rabbit hole. And it was just like, Jiminy Christmas. Now, I found something and have been working on something to help myself understand more fact over fiction. Okay. Now, there has been and still is some of the, I would say about 50% of my posts. When I post something that is based off of politics, music, gaming, whatever, I look for the most inspirational or hypothetical value to what it is that I see on the internet, and I post it to kind of like get an insight whether or not it is real or not. Now, if I question it, I'll throw it in the conspiracy. If it's something that holds value, like maybe it's not factual, but what was said presented actual factual statements, I'll throw it in the facts slot, and like I try to post stuff and divert things into categories for specific reasons. And a lot of the time, when I see FDA recall stuff, like emergency kind of stuff, I throw it on Discord as a way to kind of warn people. I don't know if it's really being viewed, paid attention to. Again, a lot of it's for me. So, I mean, if you guys take it to heart and look this up and find out the true values of certain of these things that I'm posting, and we can connect, let's connect. Let's bring back a form of value back to humanity. I'm getting tired, and I'm getting very aggravated and depressed and stressed, and I'm pissed off at myself, for one, but I'm kind of getting upset with everybody else too, and I don't want to be upset with everybody, with the world, with outside, with what I do at my job. I'm tired of being stressed with this pit in my stomach that doesn't feel right. And I know a lot of people out there that feel the same. I'm starting to lose sight on what to do, on how to do it, and figuring out the problem solving skills to be able to pursue past this, and kind of persevere my life. And it's starting to slip back into the darkness again of why? Why bother anymore? What is my purpose? What is the point? Why am I here? You know? As a whole, as an individual, as a living soul on this planet, I just don't feel worthy of continuing this life. And that's a problem. That's a huge problem because I love this world. I love what we can do and we can overcome and achieve. Um, but there's more than meets the eye that I don't know a lot of people see. I don't know if a lot of people feel. I don't know if a lot of people understand. But we are in a crisis as a species. We are in a huge major crisis, and it's a lot to do with the chaos that's going on, you know. We don't know what's right and wrong. We don't know what's up and down. We don't know what's factual over fiction. We're tired of everything blowing up and not getting to the actual source of what it is that needs to be fixed. We can be so much further in technology and things already, but we're too scared. We're too frightened, and we're too caught up in this capitalistic virtue of we got to milk everything, and we got to make the penny out of everything to become more rich and just sacrifice everybody who can't make it so that we can make it. And I don't like that. I like to have the perseverance from all people and not just, you know, who they think is the right ones to become perseverant. That's not right. So, I found this app and I'm kind of against a lot of these AIs, okay? But hear me out. Hear me out. I found a kind of an insider AI app, and it's not Siri, it's not uh Echo or whatever. It's none of those kind of AIs. This one is strictly it's a texting one. It gives me insights on how to structure things correctly, kind of get back into um, more fluctuation of, well, it's kind of teaching me again, reteaching me structure, um, based off of how to determine fact over fiction when I'm searching and researching and stuff. And it's kind of brilliant, to be honest. It's the one thing I kind of enjoy about AI. Now, AI is a dangerous thing, but I'm not a whole 100% against it. I am 80% against it. I think we should use AI as a navigation tool for helping us learn more, not a tool to run our lives. Now, technology, and I've always said this about technology is something that we use as an option, a tool that will help us if we can't perform it ourselves. So if we're disabled people should have the qualifications of, you know, using the tech that they need more so at a cheaper, reasonable cost. Just makes sense. And I would say a way cheaper cost, like almost, if they need it, like if they need an electrical wheelchair or if they need like these gadgets and stuff for being able to, help move their limbs and shit, like, dude, technically they should be getting this stuff for free. at a stupid reasonable cost. Like their insurance should be able to cover it, no, without any problems. People should be able to live, man. That's my problem. That's my issue with everything. Now, granted, we have, you know, idiots that ruin it for everybody, that want to murder, rape, do drugs, ruin it. They just want to ruin it. Now, those people could get a one chance shot. If we erased everybody's bullshit, basically rebirthed them, rebirth, re revitalize them. Let's correct term, right? Revitalize. That means that every single person on this planet would be able to get benefits again, have a chance to get a job, have a chance to sustain that job, get a place, and get themselves back in a manner of living to support the community. If we can do something for those types of people who truly do really want to make it in this life, who don't want to just go out and fuck off and do drugs and murder people, we could change society as a whole overnight. Now, I'm not saying it's going to happen overnight. I'm saying it does need to happen within a quick manner, but we need to start making that happen, because that could literally save not only our species, but we could save our planet. We could save everything around us. We could figure out the truths. We could find out all these details and all these things, giving more people insights, giving more people opportunities, refreshing the chaos that we have literally created since the 70s. Reestablish our constitution to a proper constitution, regaining our main original constitution, leaving that wholesome, but adding in featured, problematic, sustainable laws, amendments to add to the constitution that support our society, communities, and technologies, as well as what type of weapons we can have and all that. And if I swear, we could literally change so much better. We could be so much further in growth and, adversity. It's just an idea. And that's kind of what this app has been helping me with, giving me more insights on my goals, on figuring out what it is that I am really trying to do here. Because, and I hate to say it, but it's been like, I feel like it's been more of rants and showmanship of, all this crazy drama that we see, and we don't know how to reflect, and then it turns into aggravation and more like dictating, like, like how I've been kind of saying on stream a few times that, like, I feel like I should be the leader to take action, to take the role of presidency, to become the next president, to change all this, to fix to fix it all. But it's not me. It's not even the president that gets to do that. It's only Trump fixing and changing shit the way he's changing it so that he can become a dictator to sustain power longer. That's not what I want, and that's not what needs to happen. But we need better, sustainable leaders, and we don't have that. We don't have the leaders that we need. We don't have the role models that we need. We don't have that anymore. I don't think we've had it. I don't think we've had it since the 90s, to be honest, because all of the role models that stood up and played the part and had the chance, the opportunities to, become the leaders that we need, either have stepped down from being that role model or leader, or have been killed trying to become that role model or leader. And those who are in the shadows right now, who need to step out of the shadows and step into the light for role model and leaderships, they refuse to because of fear. So it's things like that that it irritates me. It pisses me off, and I'm tired of it. And if I have to come out of the freaking shadows, then I will. But at the same time, I'm here for one purpose, because I'm fed up, because I'm at my end limit with my belief, with my with everything. And it's to the point where you're right. I can't change everything. I can't fix it all. I'm one person. I'm poor as hell. I don't have the money. I don't have the necessities, the resources, the values to be able to do that. But I do have ideas. I do have problematics, virtue or value to help bring people together, to unite as a whole, and to get these ideas out to change what needs to be changed. So that's kind of one value that I do hold here with the podcasting. That's one thing that I've been trying to accomplish, is just kind of enlightening that value back into our hearts and showing the people that we can still live as Americans should be living, wholesomely, and still be protected and still be secured and still be happy, be more happy, hopefully. So that is one thing that that it's just it kind of I always kind of have to come back to, but at the same time, like, that's my main purpose. But there are times where I feel like I'm just talking to my ass again and trying to contradict my actual value, and it's like it's because I'm angry, and like, and I want things to change, but I can't. Like, I don't know. I Somebody, or multiple people actually, in fact, have told me that I am a good leader, that I have those leadership skills, but it's like, how the fuck am I, you know? And without going in debt, because you got to go to school to become certified, and it's just like, why do I really need to go to school to become certified for something that I already feel in my heart and already know deeply of? It's just like, yeah, okay, I don't know, politics. I don't know, all the amendments and all the, laws 20, by heart and shit. Like, I don't study that like I studied the Bible, but I don't know. There's certain things that are just, it's too overwhelming. And I'm overwhelmed quickly. I'm overwhelmed quickly. And that's just the PTSD and the high severe anxiety that I get, and the OCD and shit. So it's anyway, that's one thing that's been on my mind recently. I've also been in a pickle. I've not really been kind of myself the last couple weeks. Actually, I've been kind of drawing out because of the facts that are unfolding, that there's just, my life's not really going anywhere, and I don't starting to feel like I don't know what I'm doing. So I'm trying to hold it together, trying to keep it together. I didn't get the 3 jobs that I applied to because of a problem that happened 10 years ago. So I'm just basically crumbling underneath my feet. And yeah, I'm just trying to hold it together, man. It's been painful, and it's been 2 weeks since the whole Charlie Kirk thing. Um A lot of conspiracies with that, a lot of bullshit with that, a lot of craziness that's peaked up because of it. And there's so much. There's, like I said, there's been so much going on in the last month that I can't keep up with. Can't. It's hard to do podcasts and, stay up with the news and stay up with the facts and stay up with this and stay up with that when there's so many fucking diversities and hidden values and things that I'm finding through other people's posts and their notes and their research and stuff that they fucking post and find, and it's just like, what in the hell can I do anymore? What I don't want to be the guy that goes into all this FBI detective work. Okay, I don't really want to dive into that shit, but when it affects my life and country and the things that I stand for, it's hard not to. It's hard not to want to jump in and fight for what's right, and not just for myself, because I'm not selfish. I want to fight for everybody, for the actual true values of the American people, for what America is based off of. I'm tired of this crap. I'm tired of the lies and the deceits. I'm tired of the fucking mask that we have over America right now. We've had a mask on that have been sheltering and hiding our true identity because we have put on this mirage of how we are still the greatest country in the world, and we're not. We are so far from it that it is disgusting. It's disgusting. You think America's great as it was back in the 80s? You're on meth, because that's what we are on. Everybody in America is on meth right now. That's what it feels like. Like they talk up a storm, talk up all this shit, but really in the back they're just doing crystal meth, freaking out and weaker than shit, and they're pushovers, they're pussies, they're up for show. There ain't no fucking show. America's a pushover. Yeah, we have all these weapons, but we don't know what the fuck to do with them. Especially in this goddamn generation. This generation don't know shit, man. We're so screwed. It's hilarious, and people are just losing their minds. What do we do? What can we do? I don't know anymore. So that's what I'm asking you guys. That's what we're trying to hear. That's what we're trying to be here for and trying to accomplish, just trying to figure out, what it is that life has meaning to anymore. Like what is life? What does it mean to you? What does anything that we do hold value, and why? Why does it hold value? Because in my eyes, not a whole shitload of crap that we deal with on a daily basis is really valuable. I mean, there's some cool things that we do. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, I still hold value to certain things of technology, and I think that AI is not a great idea, but it is a useful tool for certain things. Like pretty soon we're gonna have Terminators. I mean, that's what it looks like. It looks like we're gonna build ourselves right into the next millennium of a fucking horror, sci-fi horror, and it's either gonna be Alien or Terminator, one of the two. What's gonna take us out first? Our own creations or a fucking unknown life form outside the fucking planet? So there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things that dwell on my mind, and we're here to explore them all. We're here to challenge ourselves, figure out the true dynamics, and hear out our stories. And it's just a place of insights. Really, all it is. And we're not trying to concede here. We're not trying to hurt anybody. Everybody has a voice, and that's You know, that's what we like. That's what we want to hear. We want to hear everyone's voice. We want to know your opinions and your stories about what, what you guys think of when it comes to life. Are you somebody who puts on that mask every day, who can be that, that fake persona and go out and be somebody else and, live happily? Or do you live too realistically and you're tired of it? I mean, that's pretty much the gist of it. Anyway, with that said, let's change topics. I don't know what's going on. I haven't done my research on anything. Like I said, I got a bunch of stuff on Discord posted up. Let's see. Let's see if I can bring up some stuff. I have posted on, let's see, World News. The last thing I posted was something about the former Bears cornerback Charles Tillman left the FBI because he didn't agree. He was in the FBI. That was something that was interesting. I was like, what? How how was this guy in the FBI and the NFL? Like, how does that make sense, Warning issued as cases of drug-resistant nightmare bacteria rises. Now, what is that all about? That's on the Independent. Again, all this stuff is just, it's stuff that I haven't looked into that seemed interesting to know or to get into or to figure out if it's true or not. And this one, a lot of the stuff seems to be true. It's on the Independent, which, we all know the Independent is pretty factual. Infection rates from drug-resistant nightmare bacteria rose almost 70%, according to a new report from Centers for the Disease Control Prevention. Bacteria that are difficult to treat due to the so-called NDM gene primarily drove the increase. CDC researchers wrote in an article published Monday in the Annals of Internal Medicine. Only 2 antibiotics work against those infections, and the drugs are expensive and must be administered through an IV, researcher said. Bacteria with the gene were once considered exotic, linked to a small number of patients who received medical care overseas. Though the numbers are still small, the rate of U.S. cases jumped more than 5-fold in recent years, the researchers reported. Okay, so it doesn't sound like it's anything big concern. It's nothing major. It's not COVID or anything. It's a gene that certain people have from overseas, so it's international. And they're getting the disease here. Is what or it's a drug resistant to a nightmare yeah, so it's a bacteria that they're getting here, and the drugs they're not working. Has nothing to do with us. Okay. Well, glad to know that that's out of the works. Boom. Don't need to worry about it. Nothing important. I mean, it's still important, especially if you're overseas trying to, come over and visit. And you should always be wary when you enter a new location. When you travel to a new spot, you should always be wary, no matter if you're in the same country or not. If you're traveling outside your state, you should always be wary of the next state that you go to, because it's different all over the place. It's, you have different environments all over the place. I used to travel a lot. I got sick a lot because of that. Different environments have different diseases, different things, different bacterias, different creatures that could bite you, and all sorts of things. I did see that Jimmy Kimmel is back on the air. In response to ABC's suspension, ex-Disney CEO Michael Eisner asked, "Where was all the leadership gone?" Christmas. So that's interesting. Disney's CEO investigated his termination or suspension, I should say. More of it. But he is back, so well, good for him. I'm not a huge Jimmy Kimmel fan. I kind of like Jimmy Fallon a little more than Kimmel. I do like Jon Stewart though. Jon Stewart's a good one. Oh, and I saw this clip. Oh, dude, check this out. I don't know if I posted it or not. Let's see, where is it at? Would it be under my posts? No, it'd be under Funnies and Loonies. I think it was the return of Jimmy Kimmel on Jon Stewart's show. Fuck, where is it? Now I'm not gonna be able to find it. Oh no, that's the Tesla one. That's not it. Oh, Charlie Sheen's story about Trump getting his cufflinks. That's a funny story. So Charlie Sheen got Trump's cufflinks that were fake for a wedding gift. And they ended up being fake. That's hilarious. No, that's the Jumanji commercial. Damn it. Where the hell did I post? Did I not post it? I might not have posted it. I thought it was hilarious. So Jimmy Kimmel, I think it was Jimmy. I think it was Kimmel. It was either Kimmel or Stewart were hosting. No, it was Stewart. It was Stewart hosting. And Kimmel was on the chair as a guest. And Guillermo, I don't know how to pronounce his name. He was there, this Mexican dude, and he brought in tequila and gave everyone shots. And so they're doing shots, and I guess he like filled up the shot glasses like half shots, and so Jon Stewart grabbed the bottle and started giving out more shots as a second round. And he hands it to Guillermo and he goes, "This is how you pour a shot." And hands it to him. And then he pulls out a fucking bong. He pulled out a Statue of Liberty bong and fucking put in Jose Cuervo as the water. I was like, get the fuck out of here, dude. This guy did not just do this on fucking national television. That's sick. That is sick. I don't know if I posted that or not, but that was dope. I was laughing my ass off. I enjoyed that. So that was pretty funny. I don't know what exactly I have going on right now, as I haven't really structured myself with a schedule, or with like a list of what is going on. I've had too much shit on my mind. Like I said, I've been so caught up with all this politics crap and all this news and stuff, and the whole Charlie Kirk thing, and it's been frustrating, and it's really irritating because we still don't really truly know what's going on, how to take it. I'm still shocked and baffled between how it happened, why it happened, and it pisses me off the fact that it happened over a debate course, on a school campus, nonetheless, like on college. And it's ridiculous. But some of these college kids too are just ridiculous. And it's just like, wow. It almost makes me cheer on Charlie. Like he had some valuable insights and some valuable strategic debates that really there was a lot of truth that really kind of put forth into how he was and who he was. And there was some slight disagreements that I would have, but for the most part, I mean, he's not far off from the truth. He's really not. And he's pretty punctual with debating between the facts of what really converses through his religion, his beliefs, and with what mainstream and everything kind of puts out there and stuff. So I mean, he had a lot of good values. I'm not gonna lie. I've been rewatching a lot of his debates, and just trying to collect information for myself. I'm not, again, I don't think that he's 100% true and right, and like but I'm not hating on him. I'm not hating on him at all. In fact, he's a perfectly capable, diverse human being, and as he said multiple times, he's for diversity. He's, he has talks and debates about being equal and having sympathy for certain aspects of humanity, but not, for what I think he goes a little too far on certain things and certain topics because of he goes more based off of statistics and not heartfelt, um, stories. And that's where I feel more empathic. I feel more empathic towards people than he does. And I think that could be a problem, or probably was what led up to his problem. That got him shot. But again, I just, it scares me because it feels like I'm doing almost the exact same thing without trying. And it's like, dude, I don't need to get shot over this shit. Like I don't have a fear of dying. I really don't. And I welcome it so much, but it still scares the shit out of me that people will be that crude, that, you know, idiotic to go that far. And it's like, dude, why am I trying to fucking save you if you're not gonna, listen and learn? It's just pathetic. It's pathetic. So that's one thing I am trying to avoid when we do get into these debates and topics and discussions and stuff. And it's really, it's just insights. That's all it is. Just insights. Something that's just, I got on my mind and I want to release. It has nothing to do with pointing fingers, mocking anybody. It's just a simple of questions, what ifs, and and hows. Like, how can we change? How can we fix this problem? How can we move in the right direction? How can we, how can we persevere through this as a whole? I'm going to say that a lot. I'm trying to keep it more manageable between, like generalizing instead of making it, this is what a debate, I mean, a dictatorship kind of thing. I want more ideas. I need more, opinions and stuff. Like I can't be the only person that feels like this and that needs to you know to get to the bottom of this. At least that's how I feel. I feel like I need to get to the bottom of this. I feel like if we can come up with solutions, then maybe we can help transition things for our communities. By the way, like, people scare me. I mean, in general, people scare me. I don't like being out in public. I don't like, going down to the city council and fucking talking this shit to the city council because I'd be there all fucking day talking up crazy storms, Be going into debates about everything. Like, why this and why that? Like, okay, granted, yeah, we do, we need to do that, but I'm not going to be the one to do that. I'd be there all day talking this stuff. I'd rather be here putting putting the ideas into everybody and then storming down the city council as a whole. Like everybody stormed down the city council and be like, okay, this is what we all feel. This is how we all feel. This is how we all see. This is what needs to transition. This is what we've come up with. What can we do? And the more voices that you have, the more value that you will have to get things changed. Because when you have a stampede of people, it's harder to stop a stampede of people than an individual. You get it? Easy. All right. Okay. Anyway, this weekend I will be live. We will be live Friday, Saturday. Well, Friday and Saturday at least, or at least Friday and Sunday. I'm not entirely sure. Like I said, I'm still collecting things, trying to figure out what it is to do. It is spooky season all month. We're trying to play some more spooky games, more horror games, but I was looking through all my games. I'm like, nothing really sounds interesting or that I haven't beaten already, but we got a couple games to finish up. So we're still working on Days Gone. We're still working on Resident Evil 4, Resident Evil 1, Resident Evil 2. There's a bundle pack right now that has the brand new remake of Resident Evil 4 with Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3. And I don't have 3 yet. And it's all $40. Otherwise, Resident Evil 4, the brand new one, is $49. And I'm like, why not get the bundle with all 3 with the brand new 4? Because I have the original 4 remake, not the remastered. And so, yeah, I'm a huge Resident Evil fan, but to be honest, 4 was the first one that I beat, and I can beat 4, 5. I think I recently beat 6, or I'm almost done with 6. I can't beat 6. I don't remember if I beat 6 or not. And then we beat Revelations 1 and 2. And we beat 7. We have 7. We beat 7. We don't have Village. I haven't beaten Village yet. But there's still like the bonus material. And I've done 1 bonus material on Revelations and 1 bonus one on 7. So I haven't done any of the bonus material on 4. And dude, I've done all those on PS2 back in the day. So like doing them now, it's like, do I really want to go through all that again? Like the nostalgia is nice, but I just get bored really quickly. Really weird. I don't know. And games like Skate or Delta Force or Battlefield, those games I can sit on for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. And even though it's playing the same thing over and over again, it's I don't know, I'm changing tactics and learning new strategies of running in with a group that I don't talk to or communicate with and trying to get kills, trying to push our team. So I mean that just seems more fun than playing a storyline game at the moment. So I'm trying to get back into finishing up games so I can make room for games we haven't started yet, like Valhalla, Mirage, get back into the Assassin's Creed brunch. We need to get back into the Shadows of Mordor, Shadows of War. I just picked up Soul Reaver, so I have Soul Reaver 1 and 2. I need to get the Legacy of Kain Defiance. I need to get there's just other games. Plus the new Jurassic World 3 is coming out here in like literally 8 days. And I still have Jurassic World Evolution 2 to beat, which I haven't even finished yet. And I just recently beat the first one. So it's like there's still so much I need to do. I just don't have the time. And I want to make money and stuff, but I'm not making money through stream, and so I want to go get a job to make money, but then it stresses me out and I'm tired. And then like I'm happy that I made money, but I'm pissed off that I didn't get anything creative done and I'm too creative. And I'm like, it's like I get thrown around all this emotions of like, I want to be creative and do creative things while I'm making money, working a job so that I can get paid, or so I can hit two birds with one stone and then come back here and stream and play and fucking, have fun and enjoy and just kind of, kind of make what we can happen. But it's just, dude, I'm all over the fucking place because of everything. Yeah, I'm so stressed out and pulled together, pulled apart. I mean, that I feel like every limb is going off in a different direction. So it's just trying to keep together and keep a level head. That's what we're trying to do. So we are going to be live this weekend, so be sure to come through, come check it out. I am trying to do this podcasting more often. I do have this new gadget, this new tool that I hope is going to actually start helping me. It is an AI tool, and it's going to like its basic fundamentals is helping me brainstorm. Like it literally helps me strategize and like focus my thoughts and my topics and everything that I want to get in, like that's on my mind. I can stretch them out and what's the word? I can't think of the word right now. It's basic organization. It's organizing my ideas that I have on a daily. So like if I come up with an idea on something that I want to it brainstorms it out for me, tells me exactly how to approach it, how to take it out, because I've been talking to it and it gets kind of like an acknowledgement of who or how your mind works. So it's collecting information as well as telling me information on top of being able to find and hunt down research that is actual true factual research. So I don't have to go out and search for it, basically. So it's a helpful tool. Like it's totally cool. It seems helpful as hell. It's just something that I can be like, hey, I don't have 3 hours, or I spent 3 hours on the truck today finding all this information. I'd like to dive into this information. Can you find the actual, can you pinpoint the distinctiveness from these topics, from these videos, from, the facts, the true facts? Is it true? Is this actually right? Can you, can you pinpoint things in the news to, is, the so it approaches everything and then it strategizes it and organizes it into into these little post-its, and it kind of like goes like, for instance, it tells me exactly everything. Like it's like, for instance, how to approach political and topic views without becoming toxic. And it just gives me step by step, like frame it as questions and not answers, tell focus on shared values across divides. Well, this kind of stuff that I've already been doing, but helping me kind of realize the nature of it. And it's like I said, it's helpful, and it puts it in, organized thoughts and organized notes, so it's easier to focus and acknowledge. And then it's supposed to be able to hunt down like actual facts and stuff, so I can tell it to look up something. And like, for instance, what should be a good topic to start off with? Like it says this researches current facts and credible sources, finding the gaming music angles that connect, help you script into an intro and that sets the right tone, gives you talking points that invite exploration, not preaching. So it always feels like I'm preaching. So I'm trying not to preach. That's how I was trying to describe it earlier. and it suggests how to handle or pushback or disagreement. So I mean, all sorts of like tips and stuff. Like this is fucking cool. Something that I need, as a creator, and as doing this by myself. Really, is the reason why I need this, is because I do this by myself. I'd like to bring somebody in here and do this with, but I don't know who'd be interested, and who's usually on at this time not doing stuff. So it's like, I gotta also be in the mindset, and a lot of time I'm not in the mindset. So trying to be in the mindset, and I'd like to get this ball rolling a little bit more, and just kind of be more insightful and entertaining, and and just kind of give out some new ideas. Go over topics like music and games, and what's new coming out, what are we getting into, what's new that we're playing. Just facts and stuff about that shit too. Which we're gonna have three topics. We're gonna have pretty much human human trait, or well, we'll just talk about life. What's going on in our daily lives, what's going on in the news, what's going on in life. And then we'll talk about interests and movies and music and video games. And mostly it's going to be based off of video games, because that's what we support, or what we're streaming, and what we're um promoting a lot of the time is the games that we play. Trying to get more people in to come in and join in the games that we have. Get bigger communities, and grow bigger, and have more friends to play with. And that's really what we're all about. So right now, those games are War Robot Frontiers, Delta Force, I'm just gonna call it Dragon Ball Squadron. I can't Deshikin or Deshikin. I don't I don't know how to pronounce that, or say that right. Um, but Squadron, it's like that new MOBA Dragon Ball game. It's not too bad actually. It's pretty fun. Get into that. We got Dragon Ball Budokai Tenkaichi 4, which technically is Sparking Zero. Um, and other games like that. So like those are our main ones right now. We also just got into Skate's back on PlayStation 5, and it's free. Like, what? Bro, so if you don't have a PS5 right now, you're missing out, because Skate's back and it's free. And that game I have missed so much. I've been dying for this game to come out for so long. I've been wanting a remastered Skate. Um, and it is remastered. It is 100% like a new version of the first Skate, the original first Skate. So it's like all three skates combined into one skate that's newer. So it is a new skate. Like it would be Skate 4 technically, but it's not Skate 4. It's literally Skate 1, but it's not like Skate 1 had that big park, and you could go around the block. I mean, I guess there was a city. I mean, it was a small section of the city, because you can go down the road to the X Games in the corner. Um, there was another small park that you can get to, but the main school was the main park, and you had a like a housing neighborhood off across the street on the left. You can go up to this platform, which went down to the canals. The canals went down and around. Yeah, that's not there. So it's a different map, whole different spectrum of map. But it is, I mean, it's Skate. There's Skater XL and Sessions, which I've never played. Been almost debating whether or not to get it, and almost thought about getting it this like within the last couple months. Once I got money and stuff again, I was actually gonna try and invest into it to see what it is and what it's like. And everyone's like, "Oh, you're not gonna like it. It's not like Skate. It's more of a simulation." And I'm like, I want to know what it is, because I want to skateboard. I want to skate. Like I want that damn game. And so now it literally just dropped. It's only like, I think only a week old. I think it's only been in the store for a week. So it's pretty awesome. I've been happy about that. It is basically strictly, forced. I mean, it's not forced, but it's based off of online play. So they have like a lot of different virtues and values to it. Um, a lot of like challenges and missions to go perform. They don't really have. They have 3 or 4 distinctive areas for. I assume that would be for like tournaments or what are they called? The hell are they called? Demos. When you go to a demo to do like, you got to do like the best trick or the best, you know, point. You got to get the most points. Kind of like the X Games. What the hell is it? Um, mm, Contests. Thank you. Contests. Oh my gosh. So they have like 4 spots that have these huge contests, but they are only during certain times. And I keep running into them at like 18 hours left. And I'm like, I'm not waiting around 18 hours to do this contest. So, I mean, there's real life contests and stuff to go do and stuff. It's pretty cool. And I have yet to do it because I haven't been on during the time. But yeah, definitely worth checking out. If you have a PS5, check it out. Skate, and it's free. So it's also on PC too. If you have a PC, don't have a PS5, you can also get it on the PC, and it's cross-platform. So you can play with your PC friends and your PS5 friends. I don't know about Xbox. I would assume that it's on Xbox as well. So definitely cool, man. Definitely cool. Worth checking into. Um, and I think that's pretty much it. I don't really have any other games that I've been playing into. Still playing Dark Descent and XCOM, Jurassic World, Tekken 7, Delta Force. I mean, just basically the same games. And now we're getting into horror games, so we're gonna switch over to some Dead by Daylight, which I don't know. Dead by Daylight kind of is kind of boring me. Like, I like the whole concept of being the killer, but I'd much rather be the killer with a group of friends and do like custom matches because I just don't get that value of fun playing with randoms anymore because either the killer doesn't do anything or it's extremely hard, because of you find teams that work together and it's like the killer has no chance if the team's working together. And I get it. I mean, it's still fun. Like I still pop on from time to time, but DBD is just it's a fade in and out. It's an in and out fade. No Man's Sky is another one I want to get back into. We got the story coming out. I'm working on that, trying to get that out. We'll be revamping and posting the prologues in the first 5 chapters. Now, I have everything structured and re-storyboarded. I'm not exactly sure if I'm going to do the 5 prologues like I have right now, which basically goes into detail for each race. But I don't. If I see, if I do leave it, I might leave it more basic and give off like this is what happened. There's a giant war. Blah 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 blah. And then then goes into the character, and I might do like a pre-story, like a pre full kind of thing, where it's basically the story about the 2 ancients that turn on their brethren and go evil, basically. Um, so I might make that as an absolute separate book, and it might be a short book, might be a big one. I don't know. Right now, I have like maybe 4 or 5 chapters worth that I could throw in, but that's if I really wanted to get into true. I mean, because it doesn't really need a book, but there's a lot of there's a huge amount of detail that I have already written out, um, and kind of brainstormed this idea for, um, and to kind of give more information on the story itself. Um, it also kind of helps enlighten new characters as well. So like, do I put it into the story as a couple chapters, or do I leave it as a whole, like, small mini story, like an actual prequel book to the storybook that I'm making? But I don't know. I don't know. Everything's gonna be its own thing anyway. So, like, I'm gonna have multiple books, multiple spin-offs from this one timeline. And that's because the main timeline is the main character, the first character, the first traveler. And then all the other spin-offs are all the other characters and their, interactions with the main character and stuff, because there are interactions. And they do have their own, their own spin-offs. They go off and do their own things from time to time, as each character is its own unique character. So, I mean, each traveler is their own unique character, so they do their own thing as well. And I have backstories for them all, almost all. I think I have backstories for all of them except for one. Yeah, so we're almost there. I almost have everything kind of set in place, and I've been working on the main storyline, but I haven't been working on, like, the other side stories alongside or anything. But I've been trying to get, like, the little bit of the backstory thrown into the characters and stuff, so I can start, like, an actual spin-off, and then add what I need to add for the actual main plot line as well. So the main story, the main is going to have the main, like, detail, and then when it spins off, like, I'll take a section of those details and take off from the spin-off, because you'll already know the character from the main storyline. Ah, well, that's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping to have that done here relatively soon, but not too soon. I gotta pay bills this weekend. I gotta run a few other things and calculate what I have left in savings. But according to um, everything that I have going on, and with the amount of bills that I have, is a possibility that I might have my book out here in the next month. Finally. So I didn't want to do it by Christmas, but it looks like it's going to be my Christmas gift, to get my book out. So that is all the news that I have on my book on that, because we didn't hit our goals in time to meet the deadline that I wanted to meet. I was trying to meet the deadline before September, before October. It's not happening. I got paid nicely, but I didn't, I had some transition issues. I had to reopen up a bank account, and fucking, I had to wait a couple days to get that sorted. I've been having to get everything reflected back um, to the main source. So I still got to call Twitch to see where my $80 is, and if I'm ever gonna get paid from them, um, because I haven't gotten their check yet. So there's still some things that I gotta still finish up and recollect on to get myself more established. But as long as I'm heading in this direction, it's gonna be a slow process. Maybe my next paycheck, I can start the process and have the full book re-edited, and, in the publisher's hands in the next couple weeks, so that it'll take the next 2 months to physically publish into the book form, because they have to go through their editing and do their parts, and then I have to give them the okay of what if it looks good, how it looks, what's changed, make sure every step is kosher this time. I'm not fucking this up. And with that, after that, I'm hoping by the end of November, going into December for Christmas, I can have my book finally published before the new year. That way, going into the next year, we can celebrate, enjoy the loins of the first book, and I can start working on book 2, book 3, and book 4. Because book 2 is going to be the sequel to the first book. Book 3 is going to be another horror book, aside from the series that I'm working on. And book 4 is probably going to be the other horror book that I've been working on, and that's the one with the game. So there's a lot of stuff that I'm working on, trying to get ready so that once I do publish the first book and collect the income from it, I can get the second one out and start producing more for myself and collecting to get myself back on my feet. I think for me, that's the only way that I see being capable of wanting to pursue anything. So this is kind of like my final straw and my last push out for keeping myself stable. This is what I've been trying to live for. So hopefully it pulls out, and I hope it's enjoyable. It's been worked on for the last 3 years pretty hard, and I'm kind of upset with myself for falling in this predicament that I shouldn't have fallen into. I put too much trust into people. I fail. I failed miserably, and it's my fault. And some of it, I put myself in that position. Other parts of it, it's not entirely my fault, but it still falls on me because I made that decision, and I put my trust and faith in people that I thought I could. So that's just how I feel. That's what's happening. That's all I got right now. So I do appreciate those who have been sticking by, who have been waiting. I apologize that it's been so long, and I hope to change that here soon. So much love, much love. I am out of here. I will catch you guys all this weekend, so be sure to stop by. Don't forget to hit that follow button. Come check me out on my projects here on FNAWorld.substack.com. I do have t-shirts and merch on sale, so be sure to stop by FNAWorld.threadless.com, and we will see you guys all next time. Peace out. Much love. Stay sane, kiddos.